Labeling. Next, you're going to determine the most logical section into which each individual piece of information should go. In short version, think of what you have up here as the sections of your paper. So we want to figure out which piece of information goes into section 1, which information goes into section 2, what goes into section 3, and section 4 or 5 if you have those. Everything you've got, if you're going to use in the paper, has to fit with one of those sections. If it doesn't, it's not going to go in the paper, which is fine, which is why I wanted you to have 15 pieces of information, knowing you probably wouldn't use all of them. If you do, great, but if you don't, that's all right. So we have to open the information sorting document. Once you do that, you're going to copy and paste your table from source A into the document below. So down below, when you get to your turn on step 2, you're going to paste that table in there. So it might look something like that. Once you paste it in, you're going to label each piece of information with the section number or color code it belongs in. That's source A, that left-hand column you left blank earlier. You're now going to use that to determine which section it goes into, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you don't want to use numbers and want to use keywords, that's fine too. If you just want a color code, blue, red, green, orange, doesn't matter to me, as long as you're figuring out where that piece of information goes. Everything you've got is not going to go into one section. And if it does, then we need to rethink how you're organizing your paper. So once we go ahead and label it, we make sure that every piece of information has a place to go or it doesn't go on the finished project paper. And remember, it is okay not to use every piece of information you found. Once we've got that in the center column, we're going to add that section number. So we're going to put it all in this middle part where it's the information. We're going to add the section number. We're going to identify the source letter and the page number. And then we're going to go ahead and do that for every single piece of information that we're using. So here's how it looks. So this is information, again, I copied from a different student's work from last year. So we have the section 1 here, and I put the 1 in front of it. I'm bolding it just so I can see it more easily. You don't have to do that, but it's pretty easy to unbold an entire document at the end. No part of your final paper will be in bold. So I'm putting a 1 before the quotation marks because this is, again, the Amazon basin rainforest alone contains more than 10% of all known plant animal species. Those are not my words, so they're in quotation marks. That's going to go into section 1. It's from page 5 of source A. So I'm going to, at the end of it, notice I moved my period. So I've got the end of my quote, quotation marks, a space, parenthesis, capital A because it's source A, a 5 because it's page 5, parenthesis, period. It's really important that I have that all together. How do I keep doing that? Well, for the second one, I have a 2, so I need to type in a 2. And again, I'm bolding it just because it's easier to see. At the end of it, I'm going to take my period, I'm going to move that out. Space, parenthesis, source A, space, page 6, so I'm going to put a 6 there, parenthesis, period. And again, bold is just so you can see it more easily. If I go to source B, again, I decide this part is going to go into section 3, this will go into section 2. So again, section 3, I put the number 3 in here. It's source B, it's paragraph 5, and I've in parentheses moved the period to the end. Parenthesis, capital B, PAR for paragraph, 5, parenthesis, period. If I do that myself again, I have a 2 because it's source 2. I'm moving that period out from the end. Parenthesis, source B, paragraph 6, parenthesis, period. So I'm going to do that so that the middle row tells me what section it's in, what source it's from, what page or paragraph number it is. It's really important for the next step after this that we have everything we need ready to go, literally to go, as in to get moved in this center column. We know where we're putting it. We have the information. We know what source it came from and what page or paragraph. We have all of it together. That is step 2. For your document, and again, you're going to continue on from source B, repeat it, and source C and D if you have to. For you, I gave you a new page for you to go ahead and do your turn. Step 2, this is where you're going to copy and paste your tables. So paste them here, start organizing it. It will take a little bit of getting used to, and this is partly where I'm going to be available for help on Thursday in a Zoom session. But you've got this, and I've got you. Stay with it. Let me know your questions.